Hi everyone, I'm Jill from jamjarjill.com and I'm carrying on my series of doing 10 questions both as a vlog and a blog post, and also turning these into podcast episodes as well. So you'll be able to access it on whatever platform you prefer out of those to carry on the conversation with fellow ecopreneurs and people who care about the environment, people who care about well-being and natural health, holistic health, and just all the things which I'm trying to represent with my brand. I just love it as a space to talk to interesting people, to learn about their businesses, to learn about their ethics. So my next one, I've actually already featured on her Instagram live, but I thought I'd flip it round and ask the questions back to her and feature her on my podcast. So this is Laure, and she's from a company, or rather she started a company called Unitoshine. So her statement on her website is that she founded the company to help individuals uncover their true calling and launch profitable products online which have a positive impact on the world. So she does that currently through webinars, and she's getting into the coaching space as well. But I just thought this would be a great opportunity. She's developing courses. She's just all over the place in the best way possible. She's doing so many Instagram lives. I will drop all her links below this video for you to check out. And sorry, sip of tea. But please do check her out and check out all her content on Instagram, because she really does. Every interview she does is so interesting to listen to. She talks to people from all different industries about health and well-being in business, and really tangible business advice, entrepreneurial advice, but with real heart behind it. So she's quite an inspiration to me, and I'm very glad to have met her through the eco community on Instagram, and very happy to have her on my show and introduce her properly to my tribe. So I really hope you enjoyed this interview. It's my second one, which I am featuring on all 3 platforms. I really hope you enjoy it. Please give me your feedback on what you think to this, and please do drop me a line, Jill with the G, sorry, importantly, at jamjarjill.com if you want to collaborate and if you want to be a guest on my show. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing your feedback, and I hope you enjoy this episode. I'll speak to you later. Bye. Hello, you're on Jill's 10 Questions, and I've got my friend and my connection who I've met through Instagram. Laure, come on this time to do 10 questions with me so we can find out a bit more about her brand and also about the face behind the brand. So thank you very much for being here today, Laure. It's lovely to have you. So should we get straight on with the questions, if you're happy?
Yes,
okay.
Of course.
So can you start by tell me a bit about yourself? What's your background, how you ended up coming from France because you're French, and ended up living in the UK?
Yeah, sure. So my background, so I have a business and marketing background. So I've done all of my studies in France. And then when I finished my studies, I decided to move to London because in business marketing, even in France, I mean, nowadays everyone needs to speak English. So the idea was for me to spend 6 months here, improve my English, and come back to France. The reality is I've been here for now 11 years. It was the 11 years anniversary in April. So yeah, this is what happened. So when I moved here, I kind of struggled to find my first job. Some time to find my first job. But then after when I find my first job in marketing, then I moved to another job, then met my husband. And yeah, I'm here and I just love it. I love London. I love everything about UK, the countryside, the food. My French family and friend always wonder why, but I think the food is fabulous.
Yeah, I was going to say, I envy French food.
I'm not really a big fan now anymore of French food because so 10 years ago, I changed my diet. So essentially, I'm on a plant-based diet, mainly a raw diet. And when I go to France, they don't really have any decent, I would say, meal without meat or fish or eggs.
And that's interesting.
Yeah, so I'm quite struggling when I go back to France, when I go to restaurant or eat, with friends or family. So yeah.
Salads and do you eat dairy or do you not eat dairy?
Not really. I would say I still enjoy butter. So sometimes what I love with my soup is to have a piece of bread with some butter. So I was
going to say I'd question your Frenchness, Laure, if you didn't like butter. To be fair, it seems to be
salty butter. It has to be salty butter. Mm-hmm. If it's not salty, no, I don't enjoy it. And what I still, I'm not strict like some people. So if someone offers me a cake, I will eat the cake, even if it's with eggs or butter or whatever it is, if it's not vegan. But if I have the opportunity, the option, to go to a vegan option, I will always go to the vegan option. And in terms of dairy, we don't buy any cow milk. It's only plant-based milk. I guess I don't know, like 97% on plant-based diet, I guess.
Can I ask why you decided to do that?
Yes, sure. I've been doing this for many years when I was in France, and it all started because I started seeing a lot of people around me getting sick, having cancer, and I was like, I'm young, and I don't want, in my 30s or 40s, to be ill. And for me, one of the main reasons, of course, there is different reasons, but the thing is, maybe I'm totally wrong. I'm not an expert, but I still been looking online and reading a lot of articles and stuff like that. But what we all do, the main thing we all do is we all eat. Some people will drink, smoke. Some people will live in big cities, with all of that. But the main thing we all do is we eat. And when you see all of these people getting sick, some people, they live in cities, some people, they drink, some people don't drink, some people smoke, don't smoke, but it doesn't stop them to be sick. So this is for me how it all started. So at the beginning, it was mainly essentially just buying organic. It started like that, buying organic. So it was organic meat, organic fish, everything organic. And then but I was still thinking to stop all of this animal product consumption. But it took me some time because really I didn't know how to make a meal without a piece of meat or a piece of fish. And this once at an event that I had the choice to go vegetarian or carry on the way I was eating, and I went vegetarian, and since then I carry on this way. And I just learned along the way, how to make a decent a meal. And at the beginning, it was quite repetitive. It was vegetable, rice, and pasta. But along the way, I've done my research, and I'm a foodie person. I love food so much. I has to be interesting, colorful, tasty. So if it wasn't, I wouldn't be. I would have come back, to my old diet, but I think this diet offers even more opportunities. So
I too am a fellow foodie. I don't know if we've really talked about that in the past, but I decided lots of years ago when I first saw the TED Talk on Meatless Mondays
to do that. And I've kind of kept that up. I gave it up for a little while whilst I was heavily pregnant and in survival stage when the kids were first born. But I've sort of taken it back up since. And for me, what I found so interesting is it taught me so much more about the flavors of food as well, and how to use spices and stuff like that. And so actually now, whereas at this point in time, I like eating meat, I always try and buy the best meat I can, organic, free range, etc. But and to use it all without any waste and everything like that. But I love how I've learned so much about flavour through doing one day of meatless. So that's really interesting. Just one point I wanted to touch on, like, how did you meet your husband? And is he French too?
This is quite funny. No, he's British. So we are living in London, but he's from Durham, next to Newcastle. He's been living in London for, I mean, when I met him, it was maybe already 10 years. He was living in London. And essentially, we met because we were flatmates. And
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, right, let's go on. So what is Unitoshine? Am I saying that right? And how did you decide to set it up?
Yeah, sure. So Unitoshine, I decided to set it up because essentially it's a service that I wish I had when I was in my corporate job and struggling and feeling really unhappy about what I was doing. I was really looking to do something else, but I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what to do. So this is how it all started, because it took me sometimes to go through this journey after leaving my corporate job to, test different things. And essentially, this is a product of that. So Unitoshine essentially help individual, like kind of my old me, stuck in a corporate job, or potentially now because of the crisis lost their job. But essentially the whole idea is we need to help this individual to start their own conscious business. In that, because some people, they want to do something, they want to have a bigger impact that currently they might have, maybe because they currently adopted a sustainable life, but they think they can do much better than that in terms of the impact. So it's helping them to kind of identify, their business idea or their business model, helping them with kind of the purpose and their vision, with where they want to take their brand or company. And so this is essentially what is all about with the course that we are offering. And after, when someone finish this course, after, they have the possibility to join the membership. So in the membership, essentially, they get support from me, but also they get support from experts from different spectrums. So it can be marketing expert, business expert, well-being expert. So essentially is to help them to grow a business, but a sustainable business. We want them to run their business and not the business running them, because if they make the decision also to leave their corporate job, is to, in a way, to find some freedom and joy in what they're doing as a job.
Yeah, that's great. I think that's, it's so relevant. I mean, I'm about to launch as a freelance VA myself, so a lot of your material really, really resonates with me. Obviously, your Instagram lives are just so inspirational. So thank you very much for the content you're putting out there. It's really great. My next question is, let me just give a little bit of background to the audience. So there's a book which I was recommended by another blogging friend of mine called The Multi-Hyphenate Method. And I will link it all down below, but it was a bit of a life-changing book for me when I read it. And it basically just talks about how in the traditional career sense, like when you worked in one job or you had a career for life and stuff like that, then you would define yourself as that just one thing, like whether that be a teacher or a fireman or an accountant, what have you. The way this book discusses the modern life is that everyone has multiple hats. And the more that we talk about this, the more that we can understand who we are as humans and get more of that human sense. I just thought it was quite a nice question to ask you. Do you consider yourself a multi-hyphenate? And if so, what are your various hats?
Right. I guess I would say yes, and I guess the way you just described it, I guess everyone will answer yes as well, because we have different art, and even more when we are running a business, you must have different art. But just beside just running a business, I think what I'm good at and also what I'm enjoy doing is, I guess it's really related to the different topic I cover in my Instagram live. So it's all about business and marketing because I truly enjoy it. I truly enjoy putting a strategy together and creating the content and connecting with the audience, and also kind of the sales part, but in an authentic way, so not in a salesy way. But also I'm someone who enjoy and would be more than happy always to kind of recommend anything around kind of well-being, either is in terms of diet or just lifestyle. So something that I have in mind, for example, would be in the future when we are out of this pandemic, I would love to organize a retreat. I don't know, maybe in Europe somewhere where it will be hopefully warm and nice, and offer a week where people can come together, help each other to, because the main topic will be, of course, all around their business and to grow their business, but at the same time, growing themselves as a person. So it will be all around kind of self-care and personal growth, and about also, I truly believe that diet is so important. So it will be a bit of all of these topics. So I guess it's something that I'm happy to offer and advice on as well.
Yeah, I mean, I love how you really talk to people about how to see themselves as an individual as well as a business owner, and make sure that they take time out for self-care and everything. I know that's very much a hot topic for you, and self-care being, you know, mental well-being and meditation and looking after yourself, but then keeping healthy and eating well and being a foodie as well. You know, it's just so lovely. I just think this is how we need to relate to people going forward. We shouldn't just see them as one identity. So that's great. Okay, so you kind of went into one of the future goals for your business. Do you have any other exciting kind of 5-year plan things or things which light you up about the future, what you would like to do or where you'd like to go with it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess in terms of my goal right now is, yeah, as I said earlier, but maybe if I want to go into a bit more detail, is really because I truly believe, I think something also I published a few times on Instagram, that our role, all individual, to if we want to have a better future for ourselves, for, you know, the next generation, is on us and no anyone else. But I also truly believe that when running a business, it gives you way much more power to achieve that and to have a bigger impact. So currently, really my main objective is to identify this individual who are there stuck, but they have this willingness, you know, to do something and potentially by running a business. So I would love to help them with that. And in terms of kind of, I don't know, 5 years, as you just asked, hopefully Unitoshine will be bigger than it is today, even more international, and potentially I'll be able to offer this program in different languages, starting with French and potentially Spanish as well. But what I would love really is potentially to influence the current businesses, to help them to run more conscious business, because we also have to look this aspect. That's also in my content online. I'm also trying to use some topic that hopefully some current business owner that I'm sure with some changes I could also have a bigger impact.
I think that's really exciting because like your focus, to my understanding right now, is entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's nice to take what you've learned from that space and try and embed it into companies to give them more of an entrepreneurial mindset. I think that's a really exciting thing, because I think we're in danger of ending up with two kind of categories, like the office job, the traditional system, and then the entrepreneurial system. And just love the idea of, again, it's our whole thing of collaboration over competition, isn't it? It's just trying to take the positive things from this space and put it into that space. So I think that's lovely.
Yeah. Sorry,
so
if I can just, sorry, sure. If you don't mind, if I can just add something. So before I started Unitoshine, I've done a coaching program which was all about conscious leadership. And my idea before Unitoshine was really, I was planning to work with someone that essentially to run conferences in different countries to help current business owners to be more conscious in terms of their business. So I guess in the long term, potentially I will come back to that. And I would love to also invite these people and hopefully in a way inspire them to be more conscious.
Absolutely. I think that's a wonderful thing. So, I mean, we've touched on this already, but what about your business is eco, and how do you like speak into that space, really?
I guess it's more in terms of who the people I'm talking to and who I want to help and support, because I think my impact would be as big my student or client impact would be. So the bigger the impact, the bigger will be my impact from kind of, I guess, eco-friendly way or sustainable way or whatever impact is, planet, society, communities. So yeah, I guess it's that.
I think, from my outside perspective, you're shining light on ecopreneurs. So to me, you're helping with building that up in a really wonderful and really tangible way. You could choose to talk to people from a completely different sector. So you are shining light on them with that. So I think that in itself is very eco. So that's great. So my next question is, how has the pandemic changed how you have worked? And what are your biggest pros which have come out of it, and what are your biggest challenges?
It gave me the opportunity to, because we were all stuck indoor and spending a lot of time on our laptop and social media. So because of that, I took the opportunity to spend more time online. And also that's why I run so many IG Live. I don't know how many it was, maybe between 50 to 70 IG Live. And
wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I know. But it gave me the opportunity to connect with a lot of people. And I think this was just amazing for me, and also for, as I was saying earlier, potentially after creating collaboration with these people for the membership. And yeah, in terms of challenges, I guess I would say it's maybe more personal challenges because of the third lockdown. It sounds to be a bit hard to not be able to travel or see, your family.
Physically see people, yeah.
I think
it's kind of been a bit of a contradiction, because I feel like, as you say, the online community and the eco community has really grown, and I've met people and I've got into this space where, I'm doing podcasts and blogcasts, if that's the correct term, and I love it. I love that I'm talking to people from all over the world virtually, but then you realize how nothing does beat giving a friend a hug and how much we miss that. So yeah, it'll be nice to get back to that, but I just it's interesting. Okay. Do you have any books or podcasts or films which you would recommend?
Yeah, so in terms of books, I would say, because I'm quite a lot into personal growth and personal development. So I really like, and I would strongly recommend the book Atomic Habit, Limitless, and what is the name again? Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, from Joe Dispenza. Really good books. Movies, I would say, this is must watch, which I watched recently over Easter. Seaspiracy, which is I learned a lot. Yeah, this was really, really
That's
good.
got a lot of press. It has. I haven't watched it yet, but there's some scathing reports on it, and there's some really positive reports on it. So it's quite interesting because it keeps going in and out of the top 10 on Netflix, doesn't it, as well? So it's interesting. I'll get you to send me a list of all the books so I can put the hyperlinks for the guys on here, so they can link to anything. Okay, so my next question is, what has been your favorite thing about developing your brand so far?
First of all, just being my own boss is sometimes really challenging because just yourself. And at the beginning, I was really struggling not having someone to talk to and just bounce back ideas. But I think it's also what I enjoy the most, because I don't have anyone, to tell me how to do what I want, and I can do. If I have an idea, I can just go for it. And also just really connecting with people and pursuing, the idea and the mission I want to pursue. So I think is the main good thing about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to go from the dynamic of having a boss, having managers, having a whole team structure in a work environment to suddenly being like, hey, I'm on my own. And I guess the thing is, it's all about developing a sense of community with others doing that same thing. And then those are the people who you bounce off of. Is that what your experience has been? As opposed to colleagues in the traditional sense, yeah.
Yeah, I think also for me, doing the IG Live really helped because it was in a way you're not talking to your colleagues. I don't know, it wasn't just me. I think it was really good. It lifted my spirit a lot. Yeah. Just having this connection with different people was just amazing.
It's so wonderful. And I think, you've learned and you've met with so many different businesses. It literally blows my mind. As you say, you've got a catalogue of like 70, which is amazing. But what's so wonderful about that is like, anytime you need advice on any of those given subjects, you then have potentially 70 people to go to. So that's just such a wonderful thing, and probably better than you would be in a traditional like office job. So that's great. Do you have any eco or well-being tips from your own life, like things which you do personally?
I guess for me, the first one would be, we talked about this before, but I guess it would sound with diet. I think we can all do so much better with that, from what we eat, where we buy it from. So yeah, I think I respect everyone's diet. I think, it would be my first one. The second one would be adopting, I haven't mentioned it earlier in the previous question, but about the documentary Minimalist. So adopting more a minimalist lifestyle.
Okay.
We have too much stuff.
We do.
It's just terrible. And so I think also this really, really helps you just to clear your mind, be more focused about, what is really important stuff, instead of, working out just to buy more stuff in your house.
Yeah.
So I guess it's that. And the third one would be just to connect more with nature. Is it's indoor, just having like indoor plants and appreciate that, or just going outside and exercise as much as you can without being crazy. I just do my yoga every single morning and go for a walk, but just having connection with nature, if you can on a daily basis, I think is help you to see also what is important and what is not.
Yeah, absolutely. I got into the whole trying to declutter and everything before children, and it's kind of fallen by the wayside since. I read The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. Have you read that?
No.
So have you heard of it with Marie Kondo?
Oh yeah, no, sorry, yeah, no, I saw a documentary on Netflix, but I haven't read the book. No.
I recommend the book. The book's wonderful as well, but the premise of it is you go through everything in your life category by category. So you start with clothes because clothes are the easiest. And then you literally pick up each item and you have to ask yourself, does it spark joy? And if it doesn't spark joy, then you get rid of it. But it kind of blew my mind at the time. I think I got rid of about 4 liners of clothes to the charity shop. I couldn't believe it. Because you just hold on to so much stuff. But what I liked about it is rather than having the premise of, oh, it doesn't fit me anymore, or, you know, this or that, then the thought that, does it actually make you happy? I thought that's a really nice way. Have you used a specific like book or you said the book that was it a book or a documentary about decluttering?
I watch Marie Kondo on Netflix. Yeah, but you know what? I'm the type of person I don't buy easily. So I do struggle to get rid of stuff because I'm always wondering, can I use it for something else? Because I wouldn't want after to let it go and after, you know, in the future
have to replace it. Yeah.
Is that so? If I have the space in my house, I will keep it. Unless I don't have the space, I need to create space. But I'm also this type of person, you know, like, you know, if you have to bin it, I mean, giving to charity, yeah, why not? But if I ask Tonya again to buy it again, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, the one thing which I wasn't too sure of on the Netflix show was that she didn't seem to care too much about how they disposed of the things they got rid of. And that was my one complaint about it, because I just very strongly believe that it's important to give to charity and to really care about what the end of life is for all your products. But you know, as you know, one of my big things is conscious consumerism, and that's all very much part of it. It's actually questioning, do I need to buy it in the first place? And just trying to slow down that process. And if you have something which you're like for example, yesterday I started looking at smartwatches and I was like, oh, I might get, you know, a different smartwatch. And then I said to my husband, do you know what, I'm going to give it a 30-day test, which I don't know if you've heard about this, but you just like, you keep in mind, oh, I wanted that a month ago. And if you still want it in a month's time, then you can make a plan to buy it. But you don't have to have that instantaneous, like, I want it, I buy it, I want it, I buy it. And that's what we've got to get away from. But I mean, it's really, really difficult in a world of Amazon Prime, isn't it, to not go with those temptations. But it's trying to slow down in your own way. So that's great.
I mean, something that, sorry, I don't want to add if you don't mind, but, you know, when they lift up this, I don't even know which level we are now in this lockdown. But anyway, when we had the opportunity again to do some shopping, and it's so shocking when I see people queuing in front of, you know, clothes store. I'm like, so they didn't have anything to wear during the pandemic. It's like, I mean, they had the possibility to buy online, so I don't get the point, you know, how they can be like that, just, you know, queuing.
I think that's just part of human behavior, is almost to be sheep, and you really have to watch for that. I think, you know, unfortunately, that's kind of a concept which my perception is it's kind of come from the States with like the whole Black Friday thing. You know, the kind of films you see of absolute madness and people running in desperation, they must consume. I'm just like, oh God, you know, should you really? So yeah, it's a troubling side of society, let's call it that.
It is, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for all your time today. And it's been absolutely lovely to get to know you a bit more. And I look forward to collaborating with you again in the future. But for the time being, where will people find you online? Tell us all your links, tell us everything. And obviously you'll send me a listed one. So I'll provide that under this as well.
Yeah, sure. So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. And also my website is also the same name. So it's Unitoshine. I also do have a podcast called Unitoshine. So you can find some content about starting and growing a business. So I finished the first series on the podcast and I'm going to start the second one with amazing guests. So yeah, you can find me on all of these platforms and yeah, also YouTube, Unitoshine. So yeah, if you find me, feel free to get in touch and either we can collaborate together. I can invite you on one of my IG Level podcasts or yeah, I would just be happy to know you and potentially help you if I can.
Absolutely. That's lovely. Well, thank you again for being here today. And it's been lovely to have you. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
That's okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.